Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my tips for nailing your personal statement. This is a task that most universities will get you to write for your vet school application. And honestly, it was my least favorite thing to do in every single vet school application I did, and I did about 4. So come along, I'm going to be sharing exactly what I've learned over my last 4 vet school applications and how you can improve your personal statement. Now, the number one thing that I could say is do not give them what they want to hear, especially any cliches. As much as I appreciate that it could be 100% true that you've wanted to be a vet since you were young, same for me. But if you open with, when I was 5 years old, pretty much every single person has that exact same story. And I'm not trying to diminish that experience at all because I'm making fun of myself. But you've got to imagine that those markers are sifting through so many different applications because this is such a competitive course and they're seeing the exact same thing over and over again. You need to stand out. There are probably thousands of people applying and you want to be one of those few that get in. So just try to avoid those really basic cliches. And personally, I found the easiest way to do this was just to be honest and be completely yourself. Don't worry about who's on the other end of that marking. Just think about what is truly honest to you, because as long as you follow that, there is no one on this earth that is exactly the same as you are. So what can really help with organizing all of your ideas at first is definitely to write everything down. Everything you think of, everything you want to include, just open up a Word document, pull out some bullet points and just write everything down, word vomit on the page. Once you've got it all in front of you, you can sort of filter out what parts are the most important and what bits you might not need to include as much. From there, you can kind of build a loose structure that you can follow, and you can also assign word counts to it so that you kind of have a basis of what to go on when you're writing it and you're not just rambling and suddenly you've got way too many words and you need to edit half of your words out. Now, the majority of universities, and especially every university I applied to, they have a set question that you need to follow. So you are a bit strict on what exactly you need to include and not include. And the top 2 that I think are the really basic questions are why you want to be a vet and what qualities do you think you have that will help you succeed as a vet. Now, once you've got a structure for this, I will say the number one thing that is forgotten by me and a lot of different vet school applicants is that you are not just handling animals. As much as you can say you love animals, it is often not a good idea to only say by itself you're getting into this just because you love animals. It's not normally seen as enough of a motivator, and a lot of people tend to forget that you don't just handle animals as a vet, you are often handling the owners and the humans just as much, if not even more, because they're the ones that you need to be communicating with. So just for example with myself, I always said that I really wanted to help, that I get a lot of passion and enjoyment from helping people and helping animals. And I mean, you can steal that point if you want, because a lot of us are exactly the same anyway. Now, another point that I think really elevated my statement in my later applications was providing examples rather than just stating things such as qualities. People will always prefer to hear how you did this in action rather than just, oh, I have empathy. You've got to imagine if you're the marker and you've got multiple different applications in front of you, if you've got every single application that says, well, empathy is really important for vet school and for vets, 100% true. But if every single person is saying, you need empathy, it starts to all blend into one and sound the same. Whereas if you're highlighting a specific situation and you're saying, at my job, I've had to display empathy before with clients where their animal was sick, you're showcasing a specific example. No one is going to have the exact same circumstance you had, and that will stand out more and show how you are applying those skills. Your personal statement is more or less like doing an interview. You need to really be hyping yourself up, and as much as it's good if these examples are to do with work in a clinic, it doesn't have to be. As long as you can show examples where you have shown things like empathy, resilience, all of those, it doesn't matter. I think overall with these examples, vet schools really love to see where there was a challenge in your life to do with it, how you learnt from that challenge, and how it's made you a better person and a better applicant. And those 3 steps are a really good structure you can use for these examples in your personal statement. Now for some more general tips. Don't focus on your workplace. I know I just said that your examples can involve work, but that goes in your work experience. It doesn't go in your personal statement. Your personal statement is who you are. It is not what you have achieved. So just make sure to really not be repetitive with that, as I'll start to just skip through sections and likely you'll start to fade into the background compared to other people that have shown how different they are, how their personal qualities stand out from others. Another general piece of advice is to get other people to read it multiple times if you can. If you know vets, these are really good people to go through it. They have done the vet school application likely multiple times, if not at least once. No one will know that application process more than they do. And of course, always get friends and family to check it over, because no one knows you like they know you, especially family. They've known you your whole life and they've probably followed you throughout your entire career trying to get to this point. Especially with me, I had family that could come up with scenarios off the top of their head that I could not think of, because you often get into a state where you're so stressed out about the application, you're no longer thinking straight. And then they can also identify any stupid mistakes you've made or just things that can be corrected before applying. And just at the end, with pretty much all of my personal statements in the last year and two, I did feed them through AI such as ChatGPT, more so to ask if there was any consistency issues or grammar issues that I was missing, because ChatGPT writing your personal statement is not a good idea. AI does not know who you are and they're not going to get the nuance that you would prefer to have in a vet school application. But a lot of the time, getting ChatGPT to check your work before you submit it, I have had them pick up the stupidest grammar errors that I could easily fix, but I'm just so stressed out that I'm not noticing it. And finally, once you've finished your drafts and you're looking at it and you've read it, the number one thing I think I can say is if you get to the end and it does not feel like you and it doesn't feel like it represents you, you probably haven't done it right. You don't want it to feel like you're just writing something to impress them or you're saying things just to appease the application board. You want to submit it knowing that that was 100% you and you've done everything you can. And as long as you're happy with it, submit, be done, and try to enjoy your life as much as possible. I know I was always really bad at continuing on when I didn't know whether I'd be accepted or not, but do you know what? If it's meant to be, it'll be eventually. So that's my advice and tips for writing your personal statement. If you have any questions or anything, I'd be more than happy to reply down below. Please let me know if you like advice content like this. Please like and subscribe. I'll be posting new content every single Sunday about vet school and my journey through vet school. And if you want to see more frequent content, I also have an Instagram at becomingdoctalia, so you can follow me over there. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.